That's what we're going to be doing tonight, is making a non-alcoholic cocktail called the Bean and Barley. Welcome back, everybody, for another episode of Backcountry Bartender. So some of you might have made some New Year's resolutions, other people might just try to be starting the year off healthy, but a lot of people like to do something called Dry January. I am, in fact, doing it this year because I think during the last year of quarantine I maybe had a few extra drinks, but we don't have to take a break from the show. I figured I'd try my hand at a non-alcoholic cocktail, and after doing some research, I was debating between doing an actual non-alcoholic cocktail, you know, like a Shirley Temple, which is kind of boring, or just taking a regular alcoholic cocktail and modifying it a bit to make it into a non-alcoholic cocktail. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight, is making a non-alcoholic cocktail called the Bean and Barley, which is traditionally made with a stout beer, whiskey, Angostura bitters, lemon juice, and simple syrup. So tonight, to make that into a non-alcoholic, or very close to non-alcoholic, because we are still going to use the Angostura bitters, we are going to use a Out Stout by Athletic Brewing Company, which is a brewing company out of California and Connecticut, I believe, that brew exclusively non-alcoholic beers. I was skeptical, honestly, at first. I don't think I've ever gone into a store and bought a non-alcoholic beer before. I think O'Doul's is the one that I knew of growing up. They label themselves as a self-proclaimed non-alcoholic craft brewery. I went with the stout. I tried it out. Tonight was the first time I had it. It's great. It's honestly much better than I thought it was going to be. I took a sip of it and was very, very pleasantly surprised, which is what originally gave me the idea to come up with this video series. The stout we'll be using is the non-alcoholic stout in this drink. We're also going to use lemon juice, which, great, it's non-alcoholic to begin with. We're going to use simple syrup, awesome, non-alcoholic. We are going to substitute whiskey for something that I think might be close. So I went with the root beer extract that we talked about before, so I'm going to do that same sort of thought process with the 2 parts water, 1 part root beer extract, because I feel like that has a similar-ish taste to a bourbon, but we're not going for perfect here. So we're going to keep the Angostura bitters because it does have alcohol in it. It's about 44.7% alcohol per volume, but it takes 2 dashes, which is a very, very minuscule amount, and that's going to end up being probably the same amount that's in non-alcoholic beers anyways, which is less than 0.5%. So yeah, let's get started. First thing you want to do is add some ice to your shaker. Pretty classic start to a cocktail, non-alcoholic or alcoholic. So we'll get some ice in there. We're going to use a old-fashioned glass for this. I'm going to put a little bit of ice in there. Drop a couple on the ground for my homies. Okay, so after we put the ice in the glass, we're going to add a bit of lemon juice into this thing's massive. So we're going to add a little lemon juice into it, and I'm going to use this super tiny mixer to do that. In the future, when I become professional and I somehow make money off of YouTube, I'll have all the right tools that I need when I'm down here making it. Until then, we're going jalopy style. So I've got, that's about 1/8 of an ounce of lemon juice in there. I want about 1/4 of an ounce of simple syrup, and I'm just going to put that right in there. And that's about 1/4 of an ounce. The next thing we want is our 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. And that's probably the first time that cap hasn't froze on me. So we got 2 healthy dashes in there. Then I've already made up my 2 parts water, 1 part vanilla extract mix. And I'm gonna add that 1 ounce into here. And again, this is replacing the whiskey in the drink to make it non-alcoholic. I am going to take that. I'm going to give it a shake. on ice. We're going to strain it into our old-fashioned glass. Oh man, look at that nice dark color. Then we are going to take our stout, and I'm going to top this with stout. Oh yeah. And I'm just going to take one lemon peel. Cut it off. I'm gonna top that right in the glass. And then I think it's probably customary to give it a nice stir before I take a sip. Nice and frothy. Alright. First attempt at a non-alcoholic cocktail that isn't a Shirley Temple. Cheers. Okay, that's actually surprisingly pretty good. So you get a good stout taste, but there's not a lot of, well, you don't get the aftertaste of alcohol, so it's just a straight stout taste throughout. A little bit of lemon kicks in after that, and you definitely get some of the root beer extract, but it actually is all tied together pretty damn well. Really smooth. I think just the right amount of lemon in that. That's actually pretty delicious. Pretty great mocktail. So yeah, first attempts at a non-alcoholic cocktail. I think we're pretty successful. And if you are doing dry January, cheers to you, good luck, and I hope this can help you out. Take care, stay safe, and until next time, cheers. See your goal being at least a little bit more healthy for at least the first. Jesus. Okay.